Good afternoon, Yona.
Good afternoon.
So awesome. I apologize. There was a little bit of hiccups with the system, so thanks for hanging in there. Hi, Hope. All right.
Hello.
Let's see if we get a couple more people on the call before I get started.
Hello.
So today's topic is really the nuts and bolts of negotiations. It's just going to be more of a avenue of conversation and how we can approach negotiations a little bit more efficient. I'm also going to share with you some of the challenges that buyer agents are having in respect to their offers being considered. So what I'm going to do is also share my computer, and we're going to go through the RPA, and I'm going to give you some techniques, some ideas, and how you can approach your offers to be considered, and more so, get your offers accepted. Okay, you guys ready for that? I hope yes.
Yes, ready for that.
All right. Well, let me see if we get anyone else coming on the call. Otherwise, it's going to be super fast, but you get the best of it because it'll be more of an intimate conversations. So let me ask you, ladies, any challenges right now that you see that you want to discuss?
I guess getting your offers accepted.
Absolutely, yeah. Right now, we are definitely having some challenges with our offers being considered, right? Multiple offers, you have an FHA client, very low down payment, and now you're going against cash buyers, conventionals, putting 20% down, 30% down. How can you compete with these buyers, right? Or excuse me, with these other offers? So it is definitely challenging because, again, put yourself in the seller and the listing agent. What does the seller want? The seller wants top dollars, least amount of headaches to net the most, right? That's what the seller wants. The seller doesn't really care who buys it. They just want, the most that they can possibly squeeze out of the buyer. And guess what? They can do that right now because of the low inventory and mass amount of buyers. Now, when this transitions to more of a buyer's market, then ultimately that's going to change. What is a buyer's market? Tons of inventory, very few buyers. Now it's the total opposite. Now the sellers are fending to sell their property, and there's just not enough qualified buyers. Will that happen anytime soon? It's hard to say. With the low interest rates that we're facing right now as we speak, it's probably going to be, another 6 to maybe even next year where we'll see an adjustment in the market. But right now, as we approach the summer, we're looking at a very strong position for the seller right now. So today, what I would like to really share is just an avenue and how you can convince or at least build that rapport with the listing agent. So all of us are going to be buyers, okay? Yona, you're a buyer. Hope, you're a buyer, and Jane, you're also a buyer. And the avenue and how, and the thing here is the challenging part that we're gonna face is if you have a FHA client or a VA client. Why? Is because these are federal government loans that ultimately allow the ability for a first-time home buyer to go in with minimum down payment in order to have that American dream of home ownership, right? But the problem here that we face is going back to the low inventory, not enough properties. So some of the strategies that I've been, educating agents and navigating those conversations over the phone is because you're not the only one that are facing. Other buyer agents are also facing these scenarios as well. One of the agents was doing an open house this past weekend, and they had literally about 80 families that stopped by the open house from Saturday and Sunday, just 2 days of showing the property on an open house. They had literally over 100 people, including their family, see the home. And the agent populated 15 offers. So now your responsibility is to dissect the offers and then ultimately present the offers to the seller. The seller makes the ultimate decision, right? Not us, not the buyer, not the buyer's agent, but the seller makes the discretion of what he or she or they want to do. Meaning when you present all offers, and it doesn't matter if it's a lowball offer, if it's a VA, FHA, conventional, or all cash, you still got to present all offers to the seller. Okay, here are all the offers that came in. Your duty is now is your ability to have that conversation with the seller and say, well, we're going to categorize all the offers and the importance of knowing how to do a summary. Okay. And I'm going to toss and turn regarding your position from a seller and a listing agent, and then also the ability from a buyer and a buyer's position as well, buyer's agent position as well, and really understand the dynamics of what we call the nuts and bolts of negotiation. It's a finesse. It's the ability to make it a win-win for all parties, meaning not just you, not just the seller, but ultimately make it a win-win for all parties. So as a buyer's agent, the first and foremost thing that I would do is build that relationship with the listing agent, build that rapport. If I'm going to call, or if the agent is going to be doing a open house, and this is one of the houses my client is interested in looking at, I'm gonna get to know the listing agent. So I would want to show up to the open house. One is to introduce myself. Two, even though you don't have to be there, but what am I trying to build? What am I trying to accomplish? Well, I'm trying to get my offer at least considered if my client decides that this isn't a property they want to make an offer. And it's knowing, the angle of what we call the angle of attack. And once you build that relationship, it's going to trigger something on the listing agent. It's like, yeah, I had a great conversation with Simon, super professional, knows his stuff, and was very alert to what's going on. So that's what I want to build, is that ability for the agent to know, yeah, I remember Simon, and I do remember Simon's client. So let's say, for example, you are showing properties and one of these happens to be in an open house. First thing I would do is, introduce myself. Hey, this is Simon over at Keller Williams. Here's my business card. What a phenomenal listing. Congratulations on this beautiful listing that you have. You're probably getting a lot of activity. And you go with emotions. Well, I've been doing this for quite some time, 20 years, 15 years, 5 years. And one of the dynamics is that I love also doing open houses as well. I just don't have any listings right now that I can do open house. But in the future, I'm a true professional. And if you do happen to come across more than one listing, I would love the opportunity to host one of your open house. So what am I doing? I'm building that relationship without really talking about the actual buyer interested in the property, and more so about the offer being considered. So I'm breaking the ice per se. That's what I'm doing, is I'm building that relationship with Yona as an example and saying, look, Yona, congratulations, awesome listing. By the way, in the future, if you have other listings, I would love the opportunity to host. I'm a professional. I do phenomenal open houses, and I'll report and give you updates at the end of our open house. So clients look at the property and they come out and they love the place. They love it. I'm not going to say it in front of the listing agent and say, oh yeah, they love the property, but I'm going to have a side discussion with my clients outside somewhere where it's intimate and I can just find and feel if this is the house that they want to make an offer on. Once the buyer gives me the green light and says, yeah, absolutely, I think this is the offer we want to make. Okay, so what are the terms? What are the conditions that you want and what is the price you want to submit? Property is currently listed for $725. In my personal opinion, the house is beautiful. It's in move-in condition. The seller's done a lot of updates to the property, you know, and especially in this city here, we're seeing a lot of activity. You know, I know that you qualify up to 825,000. You know, this offer is obviously at, 750, let's just say, okay? So 750 is the price, right? So 750 is the listing price on the home, but you know that there's going to be multiple offers. How are you going to know? You're going to ask. You're going to ask the listing agent embedded questions. Now, what if this is the first time doing an open house, brand new on the market? Well, you want to find out, you know, how many offers do you anticipate that you're going to receive, and more so, when are you going to be presenting to the seller? Is it going to be at the end of the open house? Is it going to be tomorrow, Sunday? Is it going to be in a couple of days? Why do you want to ask? Well, because you know, you need to know where you stand, where your position is. So once I get all the data from the buyer and I know exactly where they want to be, now my goal is to really build that relationship with the listing agent. Now, I probably won't have any discussion there at the open house because I want to respect the agent's time, because they're obviously trying to do what? Showcase the property, but more so try to find a buyer to submit an offer themselves as well. So I would respect the fact, I would, you know, nicely say, you know, thank you so much, beautiful listing, congratulations. My clients seem to be very interested. Would it be okay maybe later this evening to reach out to you? My clients definitely have some questions that I would like to ask you. When is a good time this afternoon to reach out to you? Well, you know, you can reach out to me around 5 o'clock. We will be done at 4. And, you know, I should be ready around, you know, 5 o'clock. Fantastic. Okay. I'll be reaching out to you. What is the best number to get a hold of you? Here's my business card. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. So now what I've done is got the information. Now I've already done all my research. I went into the MLS. I've also indicated as well that, you know, where I know where this property is, I'm going to do my due diligence as well, folks. And by doing so is I know if the property is priced well, priced under, or priced way over. Why? Because I need to strategize my position, and more so where my clients need to be as well. Okay. So it's 6 o'clock. I'm calling the listing agent. And again, going through the same motions of explaining who I am. Hey, this is Simon. I met with you this afternoon at your open house, and it's 6 o'clock. So just wanted to see if this is a good time to speak. Oh yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, the questions I have is, I know that you just started with the open house and you're probably not going to be presenting offers. When do you anticipate that the offers will be looked at by your clients? Well, I think we're going to present all offers on Monday. I said, fantastic. Okay, so Monday will be the deadline, or will Sunday be? You want to get crystal clear in your approach and your position, because you don't want to wait Monday while she's already presenting offers as we speak and you miss the deadline. Be specific, be purposeful, and really get into the conversation so you know exactly what time they plan to present. And if the listing agent is very vague and says, well, we still haven't confirmed a time frame, okay, then be vague about it. Are you planning to present morning or afternoon? Well, it looks like sometime in the afternoon. Okay. So if we present an offer, we may or may not be getting a counter or at least an acceptance. We'll make sure to have that conversation with the buyers and have the offer to you, if not tonight, no later than tomorrow, Sunday, by the afternoon. So now that I build that rapport with the listing agent, I start doing a little bio about myself, a little bit about me. I've been in the industry for 5 years. And, one of the key elements of why I'm very successful is, I ask the right questions, and ultimately I would love the opportunity to work with you. I usually do whatever it takes to not just help my clients, but also work well with the agent I'm going to be working with for the next 30 to 45 days. And I would love the opportunity to work with you as well. I understand that there's a lot of moving parts, the dynamics of the offer, and all that. I just need to know where we stand. Have you received any offers as we speak? No, this is the first day of the open house. We're probably going to get some offers tonight or possibly even tomorrow. We're going to be hosting another open house tomorrow. If you like, I can reach out to you and let you know that we have, other offers coming in. I've been getting a lot of calls on it and inquiries on it. So right now we don't have any offers, but if you want, I can reach out to you. Well, fantastic. I would love that, to get that update so I can relay that information to my clients so I know where we stand as well. My clients, are very interested in submitting an offer, and they want to be in a position that they will have their offer at least consider. Okay. So now I'm going to wait. It's a waiting game. Now I'm going to wait until Sunday and maybe reach out to the agent. Now, if this conversation I had on Saturday, I would ask her, are you doing the open house the same time and stopping the open house at around 4 o'clock? Would it be okay if I reach out to you around 4:30 or 5 o'clock just to get an update if you have any other offers on the table and, ask, where you're at. Now, some agents will be very transparent, meaning they will give you all the information. And then there's some agents that are not so in giving any information. Now, you got to know how to wiggle your way in those conversations, meaning if you're going to ask, a very direct question, then I would hope that I get a direct question back. Now, I like to be very transparent, okay? And what I mean by that is, if let's say one of you is the buyer's agent, and I don't know if anyone feels comfortable in role playing with me a little bit. Anyone want to raise their hand and role play with me? No one wants to role play with me. All right, Doug. Awesome. All right, so Doug, let's quickly role play. You are the buyer's agent, and just ask direct questions. How many offers do you have? Yes.
I'm at the office.
Who? Oh, I'm sorry. It's probably someone. Let me mute. All right. So Doug, can you hear me okay? All right, Doug. So you're the buyer's agent, and just ask direct questions. I'm the listing agent. You have a client. You want to get as much intel so you know where to position yourself and not waste time, effort, and energy, right? So let's do this.
Okay. Do you have any offers?
Hey, Doug, I do. I have 4 offers as we speak.
Okay. And whereabouts are they in relation to the asking price?
Okay, we have the property listed at $750. I have 2 offers right now at $750, and I have 2 offers at $760 and $765.
Okay. So providing that, we submit all the information and everything looks great, where do we need to be to acquire the property?
I love that. That's a very, very good question. I don't know. We just finished our last open house for the weekend. We're going to be presenting all offers to the seller tomorrow, Monday, roughly around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I know we've been getting a lot of calls on it and people interested in submitting offers, but as we speak, Doug, we only have four offers.
Okay. Would I be wrong to assume that you'd want to put it into escrow as soon as possible?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the goal, right? Is to open escrow, have a very smooth transaction, and work well with the opposing agent.
Yeah. Okay, so providing that we're both on the same page with that, just not holding you anything, I'm not pinning you down to anything. So, but again, to make it happen, my clients, they're ready. They've been looking, they've been priced out, they're ready. They're ripe and they're ready. So just professional to professional, just give me your best shot and we'll submit tonight.
I love it. I like to be as direct as you were. I appreciate your professionalism, Doug, for asking direct questions. Let me ask you, what are you proposing?
Well, I'm proposing whatever looks best to you to put this in escrow.
Well, it's not up to me. It's really up to the seller. So again, going back to the question, what is your client proposing here?
Well, I'll tell you what.
Conventional, FHA,
Pardon?
down payment. What does the offer look like from your end?
We'll design it to be whatever your client would like. Like I said, they're ripe and they're ready. So, I'd like to go ahead and put them in escrow because quite frankly, they're draining my time. And, I don't want to have I'm protecting my time now. So I've had the talk with them. They've realized what happens. They're ready. So they'll do as instructed. So if you want, we can go ahead and talk in a few minutes or, call your clients and tell them about our conversation and we can reconvene and put something together then.
I respect that. I definitely respect that. So you already know what the top number is. I didn't go really into too much motions of the offers. I just told you the top number right now is 765. The reason I'm asking these very direct questions, Doug, is to determine if your clients are conventional. Is it all cash? Is it an FHA? Is it a VA? I just want to kind of get a backstory of your clients.
Yeah, so they can pay cash. They prefer not to, so be conventional, be 40% down or more.
Okay.
And not more than 50 though, unless then they'll pay cash.
Okay. That's
And
awesome.
yeah, and send you DU and anything else you want. I'll have the lender give you a call. Even be happy to talk to your clients, via Zoom with all of us together. Okay. If that helps.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a very definite, strong buyer you got there. So yeah, by all means, let's put something in writing, send it over to me. I can definitely promise you that your offer will be presented to the seller. And if the seller decides to accept, then we can open escrow. If the seller decides to counter, then obviously we'll be sending you a multiple counter offer.
Mm-hmm. Are you representing any of the parties?
Am I representing any parties?
Yeah, you representing the buyer, any buyers?
No, I'm currently not representing any of the buyers. I did get a lot of activity over the 2-day open house, but none of them are being represented. And I like that, Doug. I like that transparency of you. So no, I don't have any representation of buyers representing on this property. Okay.
So what I'd like to do, if it's okay with you, is go ahead and again, if it wouldn't be too much to ask for you to contact your clients, let's talk after that. Let's put something strong, get everything out to avoid any counter offer. If there is one, that's fine. If there's little incidentals and so forth, like per diems, for example, no problem. But like I said, they're ready. I'm ready.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that. It seems like it sounds like you're a true professional. You've done this quite some time. You're asking the right questions. And, I'm a straight shooter myself, and I just want to be very transparent with you, Doug. I want to be able to open escrow and close escrow and not have any hiccups. Now, the property is being sold in its as is condition. We'll definitely consider, any requests or repairs, but I'm telling you, just from the conversations I've had with my clients, are your clients okay buying the property in its as is condition?
They're fine with that.
Okay, awesome. All right, send me the offer and let's see if we can put this together and wrap it up. Open escrow Monday or no later than Tuesday.
So it sounds like you calling your clients ahead of time and just solidifying something so we can get something in writing without going back and forth is not going to happen. Would I be able to assume that?
Yeah, I can definitely, that's the assumption. Yeah. I mean, the numbers that you're telling me definitely sounds like it's a very strong buyer. I can tell you in the limited of information that I have, you are a candidate, or your clients, it's a candidate for, the seller to really consider. As much as I know that the stronger the buyer, the more likelihood that they won't, fall out because of a lender issue. So putting in, 30–40% down definitely seems, a solid buyer. More so when submitting the offer, Doug, please make sure that you send me the proof of funds to, proof that they have the amount. My biggest concern, obviously, Doug, is the appraisal too. I priced it where I needed to, but right now, as I mentioned, we may get more offers on the table that may exceed that 765 price point. Is your client compelled to also release appraisal contingent if need be?
They're good with that. We've already had that conversation.
Love that. Okay, beautiful. There you go, folks. Doug, you're awesome. You've been practicing this for quite some time.
I don't know, just go play by play, whatever, it's whatever you say, I just come back with something, whatever, like you, like whatever I say, you come back with something.
Absolutely. All right, so let's keep this role playing. Let's flip the tables now. Doug, you're the listing agent, I'm the buyer's agent. I'm gonna do my approach and how I would approach a conversation if you're okay with that.
Sure.
Awesome. Hey, Doug, it's Simon over at Keller Williams. How you doing this afternoon?
Always good, thank you.
Awesome, glad to hear that. I want to commend you on that beautiful listing that you have. And gosh, I couldn't believe how many people came to your open house yesterday. Lots of buyers coming in. Well, listen, I'm very excited to tell you that my clients are very interested in the property and are looking into submitting an offer. Where do we stand as we speak?
Okay, well, where are your clients thinking of coming in at?
Well, you have the property listed at 750, right?
That is correct.
Do you have any offers on the table right now?
We do.
How many offers do you have?
More than 5 and less than 50.
More than 5 and less than 50. Love that. Okay. And have you had an opportunity to really review those offers?
Not yet.
Not yet. When are you going to be presenting offers to your client?
Don't know, with this environment and the climate, and like you said, you saw how many people were at the open house. It's pretty much play by play right now.
Okay. Can you give me a rough idea? Is it in the next couple of days, next week?
Hopefully
Okay.
be by today.
Okay. For the right price, right? Best terms, best price.
Terms and price. Sometimes terms are more important than price.
Well, you know your clients better than I do. Where do we need to stand, or where do we stand? What do we need to do? What is the the seller looking for? Is it a short escrow? Is it a rent back?
Everything is straight up, very, very easy. 30 days or less. I don't know if your clients are paying cash, then you could do 15 days or less. They're ready to go. They're packed.
My clients are not doing cash, but my clients are compelled to release all contingencies. So it's as good as cash. Is that something that your client would be compelled to consider our offer?
Depending on price, sure.
Absolutely. Okay. Can you Can you let me know what the highest offer you currently have?
I wish I could.
Okay. And why is that?
Well, in this market, I mean, my job is, to do the best for my clients monetarily and in terms wise too, as possible. That was something that was thoroughly expressed to me during the listing presentation.
Yeah, but I heard that you say, one thing that you're wanting your clients to get the best price. So I just want to be at that position to give you the best price, because I know where my buyers stand. They gave me the authorization to go above that 750 price point.
And what
So
is
I don't
that
want
authorization?
I don't want to waste your time, Doug. I just want to be very transparent with you and be in the ballpark to play.
So what is that number that they gave you authorization for? Just, doesn't it just, give or take?
They gave me the authorization to go up to 850,000.
And they're, are they pre-approved, pre-qualified?
They're approved, DU underwriter approved already. They have already got the lender ran their credit, checked their assets, income, tax returns. We're ready. We're ready to rock and roll.
Okay.
I can submit the offer with all the pertinent information plus proof of funds to make this happen. I just need to get the green light from you and your sellers to make this a deal, a sealed deal, so we can move on to open escrow.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. So have they put in other offers on properties previously?
They have.
Okay,
They have, but they have been beaten now by offers way above where they feel comfortable. So we ended up not pursuing on the counter offers.
okay. And have they also fallen out of escrow as well?
No, unfortunately, we have not even got that close of opening escrow. This is why my clients have positioned and ultimately kind of seen, how everything in the real estate realms has worked. Now they're being very aggressive. They don't want to waste any time. The listing you have hits all the bells and whistles that they want, and they are aggressively wanting to make this their home.
Yeah. And what other homes are they looking at right now?
Right now, I did provide them with other listings, but nothing solid that they find attractive right now. So this is the only property right now that they are compelled on making an offer.
Okay. So the last offer they made was about how long ago?
This was about 2 weeks ago.
All right. And well, okay, I'll tell you what. Sounds good. If you could go ahead and send me over the lender's info, I'd like to talk to the lender. And put your best foot forward and submit. I can give you the terms that they're looking for if you want to make it cleaner.
I'll do this. Better yet, Doug, I'm going to have the lender reach out to you. Okay. I'll have him reach out as soon as we finish our conversation. If he's not busy, he'll be reaching out to you. His name is Chris Rivera.
Okay.
He's with Len US, 25 years of experience, and I trust him with all my clients. He's definitely helped me, with 15 of my past clients, all closed, no issues. Only one, but it was a buyer situation. Out of his hand, it kind of blew up, but ultimately he was able to navigate it and still get it finalized and approved.
Very good. I appreciate that.
Awesome. All right. Any questions? Thanks, Doug. Any questions from anyone? Anyone want to share, what would they
No,
do
this
differently?
was, yeah, this is Jane. This is very helpful. Actually, I'm going on 2 showings this weekend. So now I know what questions to ask.
Yeah, I mean, Jane, thank you so much for being on the call. Yeah, absolutely. It can go either or. Doug could have been really silent about it, and he was giving me a little bit of jabs here and there, but ultimately I was still able to get, at least some information. Now, the thing that I couldn't get out of Doug is when he's going to present to the seller, because that can be tomorrow, that can be today, that can be in a week from now. And, why do I want to know this information is because one, first and foremost, I want to know how soon we can get this wrapped up. If I have to go above and beyond because my clients definitely desire this home, then I'm going to do whatever it takes to make this work. I'm going to be aggressive with Doug and, Ben as well to make this work, because one, I want Doug to feel compelled that I have the capability, my clients have the capability of closing this deal, and this is maybe someone that I've never met, but I'm going to make that presence that, we're not going to mess around. We want this property and whatever it takes. Now that's in a position, obviously, if you have a solid buyer, meaning, large down payment, willing to release contingencies, because that's, again, one of the factors that we're missing right now is the buyer willing to, be aggressive, because you can go FHA and release all contingencies. Okay, what are you going to jeopardize? You're going to jeopardize the deposit. But here's the bigger picture. And this is the beauty of the dynamics of negotiations, that if you know how to have a compelling conversation with your buyers and explain to them the pros and cons of the risk factors, and if your clients are willing to risk, it's no different than poker. Playing poker, you got to have what we call that poker face. That's the dynamics that you also have. You have to have that poker face and see as much information, as much intel that you can pull from the listing agent, in a professional way. Why are you doing this? Because, again, you don't want to waste any time. You want to get on with your next client. You want to put this bad boy in escrow and move on to the next client so you can put them in escrow as well. I don't want to drag 6 months because the buyer has controlled and dictated what they want. You also have the authority to cancel your clients and release your clients if it just doesn't work. If your clients are too particular, then, you're probably not, really telling the story. And especially right now with this very competitive market, the buyers need to understand you take whatever, otherwise you got 50, 60 other buyers that will. One of them is going to get the offer in. And sometimes it's not even about price. It may be terms and conditions. And it's not always about price. It may be that the seller needs to close quickly, and they don't want to drag it for 30 or 45 days. They just want to, hey, if you can do 20-day escrow, we're all in with that, because we need to be out of California and out in Florida, because they gotta relocate for a job transfer. So there's many variables that can happen. Question here is, are you asking the right questions? And I know, well, Simon, this is role playing. I get it. Okay. And is every conversation going to be like this? Probably not. Let's role play again, Doug, and let's be more aggressive, and you just being very tough on me and not want to divulge any information where I'm kind of stuck in a wall. How do I approach those conversations? Can we play that?
Sure, whatever you want.
All right. All right. So,
You can
hey,
fire
Doug.
me too if you want.
What's that?
I say, if I'm not doing a good job, you can fire me and go to someone else. If I'm
Well, I'm opening it up to anyone on the call that wants to role play with me. It's not just picking on Doug.
Yeah, I just don't want to. I don't want to take somebody else's.
Of course.
Okay.
Anyone else want to volunteer and role play with me real quick?
I'll volunteer, Simon.
All right. Sergio, thank you. All right. So Sergio, you're the listing agent. I'm the buyer's agent. You just completed an open house. And now, just be tough on me. You don't want to give me any information. You're just going to say, just send an offer, and let me see how I can, wiggle my way and get at least some information. my goal is to be successful because what am I trying to do? I'm trying to get as much intel to position my client in a great position to see if we can get our offer considered. All right. You ready, Sergio?
Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome. All right. Hey, Sergio. This is Simon over at KW. First and foremost, I want to again congratulate you on that phenomenal listing you have over there at 123 ABC Street. What a phenomenal listing. How did you end up getting the listing?
Well, that listing was a repeat client of mine. I've been working with the client for over the years, and he's always called me to help him out, list his properties, and also help his family out with buying or selling.
That's awesome. Awesome. You know, that the importance of having those connections, right? Definitely helps. Well, again, Sergio, I want to congratulate you on the beautiful listing you have. My clients, the clients are compelled. They love the place, and they have instructed me to reach out to you to get some information. I know that you have done the open house. Do you have any offers on the table right now as we speak?
Yes, Simon, I have about 50 offers right now. Ringing all day long, been getting calls from different agents, and yeah, right now we have a lot of offers. We still haven't presented them yet. So.
Wow, 50 offers. That's insane. You're going to spend a couple hours with the seller just going through and dissecting all these offers. Wow, that's a chore in itself. Well, congratulations. Obviously, we want to be in that position, right? When we have tons of offers. Let me ask you, when do you plan on presenting these offers to your client?
I'm planning on presenting them most likely by Tuesday because I still have people showing the property right now. So I want to get the opportunity. So by Tuesday, for sure, I'll be presenting them.
Okay, so by Tuesday morning or afternoon, are you going to be presenting to your client?
Afternoon. Yes.
Okay, very good. All right. Well, the next follow-up question, Sergio, is where do I stand? What is the highest offer you have right now as we speak?
Like I said, I have 50 offers and most of them are above asking price. That's all I can give you right now. My recommendation is just submit the best offer you can submit. My clients are going to be reviewing them by Tuesday. So if you can do that for me, send me your best offer.
Okay, and I have to respect that, but I don't know what the best offer is. Is the best offer is, you know, 5,000, 50,000, 75,000? Can you just kind of give me a ballpark? Again, I want to compete and I want to be one, if not the offer that gets accepted. My clients are strong and they're in the position that they want. I don't want to be back and forth with negotiations. I just want to be crystal clear and transparent. I want this to happen. Again, I understand that the seller has the ultimate decision, but this is the reason I want to build this relationship and the rapport with you so that way you and I can work and close this deal. You're not going to see any problems. I'm a true professional. I've been doing this for 25 years. I understand the dynamics and the things that I always see. It's not what I can do, but what we can do as professionals to make this deal work. Because I understand your goal and your job is to, you know, look at your seller's best interest just as much as my client's best interest. But my client has given me the authorization to speak on their behalf because they really want this property. So out of respect, you know, give me just an idea, give me something. You don't have to tell me exactly, but just kind of navigate, you know, are we in the 800, 805? Where are we?
We're like in the low 8s right now as we're speaking.
In the low what?
In the low 800s.
Okay. Sergio, you're the man. I really appreciate it. I know, you know, you want to, you know, respect the approach of not divulging that information, but this kind of gives me a general idea where we need to stand. Now, are we in between 800 and 815 in the middle of that, or a little bit higher?
Right in the middle between that, yes.
Okay. Very good. All right. What is your client, on top of the price, what other terms and conditions is your client looking at? Do they want a fast escrow? Do they want a long escrow? Do they need time to look at their look at another property? Is it a contingent upon? Can you give me some insights to that?
Well, look, as of now, my clients, they're just trying to sell the house and actually close the escrow successfully. That's what they told me, and that's what they're expecting. Based on what you said, it sounds like your client and you yourself are on top of everything. And
Oh, yeah.
we can definitely close this deal before the 30 days. I can definitely give a great recommendation on you on behalf of your clients as well.
I love that. I appreciate that, Sergio. Absolutely. My goal is to win, right? Our goal is to ultimately get the deal closed. And I understand. I've been in your shoe numerous of times, and I understand the dynamics of being a listing agent. And I respect, a buyer's agent that is thorough, a buyer's agent that is professional, and then the buyer's agent that asks the right questions. Because again, what is the ultimate goal here? Is to give the most possible to your client, right? With the least amount of headaches to net them the most. The beauty is I got dynamic buyers. These buyers are so awesome, professionals. They're both attorneys. They have substantial down payment ready to open escrow. They've been DU approved. The lender, he says, we can release loan contingency because their ratios are so low, their income is out the chart. It's not gonna be a problem. And really, the buyers, they can really see themselves in this home, and I want to be able to fulfill that dream for them. And this is why I'm just very direct with you, because again, I don't want to waste your time and my time. And I respect that you have 50 offers, but I want to be the offer that gets accepted. Does that make sense?
Yes, Simon.
Okay, awesome. So I will definitely prepare the offer, and I kind of know, I would love again that if you get any other offers on the table, to please let us know. We're willing to modify. Just the insight. And again, my buyer gave me the authorization, that they're willing to go up to as much as 875 if need be. Now, obviously, if you get offers in excess to what we're submitting, I would just ask you that if you do get any offers, to please, let us know or let me know, but more so, it has to be a legitimate offer that, I can say that, yeah, we have to go up on the price. Is that okay with you?
That's okay with me, Simon.
Okay.
Appreciate you giving me the information about your clients. I will definitely give a great recommendation to my sellers.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's work on this. Thank you again, Sergio. Really appreciate the insight, and be on the lookout for my offer. I will call after I submit the offer, just confirming that you did receive the offer, and just keep me abreast, keep me posted. Let me know if there's anything that I need to do. I'm just a phone call away, text call away. And the lender is also on standby if you have any additional questions you want to ask the lender.
All right, thank you.
Awesome. Sergio, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Open round to anyone. What's your take? Anything we could have done different? Anything I could have done? Sergio done different? Any ahas from it? Doug, your opinion.
Escalation clause.
Okay.
Probably if I had 50 offers on a property, I wouldn't be spending that much time on a call.
You're probably right. Yeah. This obviously would have been, in my opinion, would have been a little different. Again, this is role play, right? But
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. On that flip side, if I was the listing agent, I would have probably nipped it in the rear immediately. So I said, let's be aggressive. Sergio, you did a phenomenal job, and I appreciate you for taking the leap and the lead on this. I know it's never fun and easy to be on a role playing, especially because we fumble, we stumble, and all that. But again, we all learn from these type of role plays. and the beauty of the dynamics of negotiations. Again, our goal is obviously to try to get as much information to know where we stand, if it's even worth even submitting an offer or not. Because if it's not, you know, at least you can have that conversation with your buyers and says, look, I had a bad experience with the buyers, or excuse me, with the listing agent. You know, you want to go through the motions with the headaches on that. You know, if they still want to make an offer, then I'll present the offer. But, you know, the likelihood that this will even happen is slim to none. But again, you know, it's really your buyer's direction and discretion. Now, going back to what Doug was saying, spot on. Absolutely, Doug. I think you're 100% correct on that. I wouldn't waste that much time. I would just try to immediately get to the bottom of it and ultimately, you know, wrap it up, because I got 50 other offers as well. All right, so anyone else want to role play? Now let's flip the tables around, and now I'm the listing agent. One more time, anyone? Not everyone at once. Come on.
It helps you grow.
Thank you, Doug. Yeah, absolutely.
You only get better.
All right, going once, going twice. All right, Doug, I guess you're going to be the man.
Okay.
All right, Doug, you're the buyer's agent. I'm the listing agent. I'm going to play super hard with you. And this is how I would approach, you know, this dynamic of, you know, trying to get the information. All right, let's do this. You ready?
Sure. I'm the buyer's agent.
You're the buyer's agent. Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're going to be tight-lipped?
Very much so.
Okay. All right. Well, pretty much done then.
And that's the end, right?
That's pretty much it. Well, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, let's go.
Okay, so let's see. You're the listing agent. Hey, great listing. Thank you so much for showing it to us this morning. My clients would like to put it. My clients are going to be putting an offer on it. Got
Okay.
everything already ready to go,
Okay.
and lender's aware. So just where do we need to be?
Yeah, awesome.
And before you answer that, I just want to let you know, I'm not going to ask you how many offers you have, because I'm sure you have a lot. And by the way, I hope you double-ended. I will say that. But if you're not, I'd like to go ahead and take that pole position.
Understood. When do you plan on submitting the offer?
Right after this phone call. It's all ready to go.
Okay.
My clients are on standby.
Okay. What does the offer look like?
Whatever you want it to look like.
Well, it's not really up to me. It's up
Whatever
to
your clients want it to look like.
Okay.
We're prepared to make it happen.
Well, it's currently listed at 750. What are the terms?
Whatever that's what I'm calling you for. Whatever you want them to be. Like I said, they know what the market's like. They're ready to go. They don't want to be going and looking at anything else. They're tired.
I would hate to be in your shoe, Doug, right now. I completely understand.
Absolutely. And you know what? And with all due respect to your time, I would love to be in your shoes. Maybe we can switch one, you know, I'll take the left one, you take the right one, and we can put this deal together.
You got it. You got it. Well, again, you know, I definitely want to respect the fact that you will be submitting an offer. And I'm going to just give you a little bit of what we got going on right now, just so that way you understand where we're at. I don't want to waste your time, and obviously not waste your buyer's time. So we currently have 22 offers.
Okay.
And the highest offer we currently have is at 825,000. It's a 20% conventional. Buyer is willing to release appraisal. They reduced their physical inspections, and they're still holding on to their loan contingency, but that's where we're at right now.
Okay.
And I can't tell you that that's the offer that the seller will accept, but I'm telling you, that's probably one of the contenders right now, which is a strong, solid offer as we speak.
Yeah.
Is your client in the position to be in that realm, or is
Yes.
that out of question?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, very good. If your clients are compelled, then please send over the offer.
So your highest right now, out of 22 offers, is 825 with everything released except the loan contingency?
Not everything. They're only releasing appraisal. They're holding on to physical inspections, but they reduced it from 17 days down to 10 days.
From 17, oh, from boilerplate to 10?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. That sounds good. All right, well, you know what? I'd shake your hand, but we're on a Zoom call. So until we get open escrow, take you out to coffee or beer, whatever you like. Looks like we're gonna be in business together.
Love that. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Send me the offer,
Yeah.
and I'll definitely, be reaching out to you if we have a counter or if we're gonna accept your offer.
Yeah, the offer will be to you within 22 minutes.
22 minutes, huh? How funny. 22 offers, 22 minutes. Very good. Doug, a pleasure.
Thank you.
I'll be looking over that offer as we speak.
Thank you. Okay.
Awesome. All right. Any takeaways from this conversation with Doug? Now, I did bend a little bit, just because I wanted to be a nice guy, but let's be honest and transparent. There's a lot of agents that say, look, just bring me your best offer. Just bring me I'm not I have been instructed not to release, what the highest offer is. And they'll play that game. I just don't understand why. But there's agents that don't understand the dynamics of these contracts. And on the contract, it stipulates on the listing agreement, if asked, and it says this in black and white, if asked, how many offers you have or what's the highest offer, you need to divulge that information. Now, it also says that if asked, and you have been instructed in writing, then you don't have to divulge that information. Now, let's be honest. How many listing agents have it in writing not to provide the highest offer or how many offers they have received? Probably none. But here's the dynamics. A lot of agents don't know that it's on the contract. It stipulates on the listing agreement that if asked, you shall provide. So if that's the question, I could be, I was going to say a rude word, but I could be tough on that and say, look, per the contract, the listing agreement that you executed and signed says the following, that if someone asks you what the highest offer and how many offers, you have to. Now, do you have that in writing that your seller instructed you not to give me that information? Now you're already putting yourself in a bad position, right? You're already putting yourself like, I don't know if I want to work with this jerk. And I get it, but at that point in time, the frustration is I'll probably just, do it just to do it, because I know it's just not gonna be a good mesh relationship. You want to work with honest professionals that are willing to work with you. I just don't understand why agents don't want to divulge this information. I want to win as much as you want to win, and ultimately, all I'm asking is, I'm going to try to give you the most I can to net your client the most. Why wouldn't I want to give you that information? You have the dice on your hand, because now you can use that as arsenal if another offer comes in and says, well, this guy Simon submitted an offer at $850. And now, if someone is willing to come back and say, I'll offer $875. And now you're going to come back to me, Simon, hey, hate to tell you this, but last minute, we just got another offer, 25,000 above yours. Is your client ready to play? Oh no, 850 is the most. They're capped at that. But there's the transparency, right? This is the avenue of having these conversations. And again, this is just me and my way of thinking and and the way that I see things, and it's been very successful for me. Question, Eric.
Simon, I have a question. So when you get to that point where, you have these multiple offers as a listing agent, right? I guess what, as the buyer's agent, and you're looking at that and you're like, whoa, how far over should you go of that highest offer? Like, and me, the way I was thinking, you mentioned 850, or it would go, what, 875, 25,000 over. What if you say, hey, and I'm just thinking out there, my buyer will go 5,000 over. Is that too low of an offer for that to be taken seriously? You know what I mean? Are they looking for, do you have to give them, hey, let's make it worth your while, let's make it 25,000?
Now, remember, you are speaking on behalf of your clients. Your clients have to tell you what is the maximum they're willing to pay. And they have to say, we give you the authorization on behalf to, go up to that price.
Right.
Because remember, you're not buying the property. You're not making the mortgage payment. This is your clients that will be responsible. So with that being said, again, this is the reason I fish. I'm trying to get as much intel from Doug so I know where I stand. Now, does he have to provide me that information? I don't see why not, because the contract says he shall and he should. But if he wants to play hardball, I can't stop him from not providing me that information. Then I have to see what other angle, what other position I can get some information, similar to what I did with Sergio. Because remember, Sergio in the beginning was playing hardball. But the more I started asking questions and navigating, the more compelled that he opened up. Now, with that being said, I don't think I would waste that much time either with a potential buyer. But he wanted to kind of play, and he played, and you just never know. I've had conversations where they last for a few minutes, and then I've had conversations where they don't. 30 seconds flat, you're already off the phone, and it didn't go anywhere. Again, it's like lead generating, right? We make the calls. You're going to get more no's before you get a yes. It's just a numbers game, and that's the same approach. 50 offers. By now, I would probably put the MLS on hold. I have more than enough. I think if you have 10, that's more than enough. Why allow 50 is beyond me. That's just too many darn offers. They're all probably going to be in the same realms, do this. I mean, there's no magic one that's going to give you 500,000 above. So I would have probably eliminated. I got more than enough offers in the table. So one, I don't want the strain and the frustration of going through 50 different offers, because your responsibility, your fiduciary duty is to present all offers. And it doesn't matter if it's a conventional, an FHA or a VA or a cash, you got to present. And your job is to go through the motions of summarizing all the terms and conditions. I don't want to spend 50 offers with the seller. Doug, do you want to spend that much time with your seller? No, of course not.
Plus it'll irritate them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you got, and again, you categorize all the offers, okay? And what I mean by categorize, you look at, all the cash, if you have cash offers, all the conventionals, and then all the FHA and the VA. Now, if you have conventional and cash, I'm probably going to eliminate the FHA and VA, not out of respect, because again, I understand. I used to be a first-time home buyer and, FHA, and I understand the dynamics of, minimum down payment. But when you have cash and significant down payments, the likelihood of them not getting a loan is very low. Where a government loan or a VA loan, it's iffy. There's conditions, there's risk. Not saying that the buyers are bad people, no. It's the lender, the loan itself that may be risky. If the house is in not the best shape, underwriter may kick it back with conditions. And now you're scrambling and trying to make this work. I don't want to position myself in that parameters. This is why I know. Now, someone new in the industry may not see and understand the dynamics, but someone seasoned, they're gonna say, well, we need to go with the cash and even conventional. And even so, the cash may not be the key, because usually cash, they usually offer a lot less. But a conventional and a VA, FHA can be considered somewhat of a cash deal if you release all contingencies. But here's the big picture. The appraisal may not come in on an FHA, because FHA appraisals are very stringent and very strict, because they're being insured, and they don't want to take a risk. That's why we go with the conventional with 20%, 30% down, because it gives them a perspective that they have enough means if the property doesn't appraise. Now, from 750 to 780, I mean, that's a big leap. Will it appraise? Who knows? I don't know. But what if it doesn't? And now there's a $50,000 discrepancy or gap between the offer and the appraisal. Who's responsible for paying that $50,000 on top of their down payment and closing costs? Well, the buyer, if the buyer releases that as an appraisal contingency, the buyer has to come in with the difference. That's why, as a listing agent, I would check their financials. I want to make sure that they have enough plus some to pull out. And also, you got to be very, very smart about it, because I've seen where buyers, provide you with retirement accounts, okay, and they have 100,000. Even retirement, I would be iffy. I'd rather see the money in a bank account than on a retirement. Why? 2 reasons. One is they got to get the approval. It's a loan sometimes that they're pulling off of the retirement money. So if they pull out that loan, then therefore there is a second loan. So their ratios may be off as well, because one is the loan itself and their mortgage payment, plus pulling out, the retirement money may be another loan. And that may be $200 to $300 that may change the dynamics of their loan. So I would question it. If I have someone that has $300,000 to $400,000 in the bank account, I know that money is liquid. It's there. So if we have to wiggle away around that with a appraisal contingency, I know that they have the means to do so, because I'm not going to rely and depend on their pension plan. By all means, that's their pension, that's their retirement. Even though that a lot of 401ks and these pension plans, you can borrow, but you're borrowing money that you have to pay back. So that's a debt. And sometimes I don't want to see that as well. So I hope that kind of answers your question. Now, going back, Edric, it really depends. This is why you got to ask those questions to determine, if 5,000 above, again, talk to your buyer and see what the maximum amount that they qualify. Obviously, the lender has already pre-approved them for a certain amount, so you already should know their maximum. Now, here's another way of looking at it. Look at properties. If your offers are getting beat, and we'll leave it with that, because I know we're pressed on time and it's a little past 3 o'clock already, and I want to respect each and everyone's time here. But let's look at the dynamics. If you're not getting your offers, here's 2 other ways that you can approach your business. Start looking at properties that are on the market for more than 15 days. Don't go after the new ones that just came on the market, 0 days on market, 1 or 2 days, because now you're in competition with 20, 30 other buyers that are willing and ready to buy. So look at the MLS and see if there's any other properties. Remember, the pride of ownership is to get your clients into some home. And the way you converse those conversations with your clients is very simple. Listen. Consider your house as a piggy bank. Every month that you're making a mortgage payment, you're building not just appreciation, but equity on your property. So 3 to 5 years, maybe this is not your desire house. Maybe this is not the area you want to live, but live on it for a couple of years. The way the trend of property going up, and you reducing the mortgage payment, you're going to have equity where now you can put 10, 20% down and be in the position to be aggressive in your approach, because now you have a solid down payment. And these are for your, your FHA buyers. Okay. So look at MLSs that have been on the market for a little bit more than just barely on the market or coming soon. And I understand that the clients want, to see the newest, freshest properties, but they'll know if their offers are not being considered because they're being outbeat by other offers. They'll get it and says, look, you know what, I'm tired of looking at 20 properties and, submitting offers and our offers not being considered. Go in that approach. The other avenue of approaching is look at an avenue. If your client has 20% down, okay, here's a strategy that you can add to the purchase agreement is if you know that 20% is what they have, put that as a deposit. Instead of your 3%, go aggressive. Put the entire down payment in escrow immediately. Well, shoot, that's all of our down payment. Yeah, but that's going towards your mortgage. That's going towards your qualifications. So what I'm saying is if your client is putting 20% and that's 100,000, put the entire money into escrow immediately. That's your deposit. Well, that's a big risk. Well, yes and no. The risk is the factor to it is the no aspect of it. No, the seller can only go after 3% of that deposit. The rest has to be returned back to your client. The risk here would be is if the seller drags their feet and not sign off on the cancellation, and now your money is tied. But that's the risk. But can the seller go after the entire 100,000? No, they can't. And then more so, if you still have contingencies in place, then they have to return the entire $100,000. It's only when you release any and all contingencies, then you're risking your clients and exposing your client's deposit. Then that's where the seller can say, well, buyer, you breached the contract. You want to cancel, that's okay. But now I have damages, and these are the damages. And it says up to 3%. It doesn't mean 3% immediately will be given to the seller. No, you can put the compelling argument in your buyer and say, look, tell me where your damages is, Mr. Seller. Well, I've lost 1 month of mortgage. Okay, how much is that? $3,500. Okay, we'll release $3,500. What else? Well, we did the termite, we did all the repairs, that added up to another $8,000. Okay, that's a legitimate, legitimate damages. We'll take care of it. The rest we want back. And I've seen that happen. I've seen it go either or. So don't think that just because it's in black and white, it's going to go black and white. This is the beauty and the dynamics of real estate. I think Cecilia had a question. Question.
Earlier I was just wondering, is it the listing agents that they don't want to divulge the info? Is it because they're trying to be fair to everyone, or they think it's unethical?
What's unethical? No, it's not unethical to divulge information. No, not at all.
Okay.
Remember,
Maybe they're just trying to be fair to the rest of the buyers.
In what respect being fair to the rest of the buyers?
Like when agents want to know what price they should come in at.
Well, here's the bottom line. If someone asks direct, I'm going to be direct. If someone doesn't say anything, there's no reason for me to say. They already know what the MLS shows, right? The listing shows 750. If the buyer agent is not proactive in their approach and not asking the right questions, then so be it. I'm not going to divulge that information. And if they're going to come back and say, well, that's not right. How come, well, because they asked the question. If you would have asked, I would have given you that information as well, Mr. and Mrs. Agent, but you didn't ask. You just submitted an offer. That's the approach. Again, that's how I see it. And I've done it, and a lot of the top agents are aggressive that way. We want to nip it in the rear immediately and get to the bottom. Do we have a deal or not? If not, let's move on to the next one. That's simple. Don't overthink it, folks. When you overthink it, that's when you lose the opportunity. Be like Doug, be like Sergio, be direct. Just do it. The only thing they can say is, no, I'm not going to divulge it. Okay, why? Well, because the seller. Okay, do you have that in writing? No, okay, then per the listing agreement under paragraph 14.7D says the following. Shut them up and say, go to your contracts, learn your contracts and understand the dynamics and how this works. And I know I'm being a little silly about it, but again, be transparent.
No,
Doug-
Simon, this is Jane. I agree. I'll answer if I'm a listing agent and I'm getting a lot of interest in the property, and if the buyer agent is asking me a question, I'll answer it the best I can. And I tell them, this is the best answer I can give you. But I'm not going to keep talking.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not asking the questions, why would I devote to that information? But if you ask, I will give. That's the same when going on a listing appointment, right? When going on a buyer consultation, the beauty and the dynamics is why do some agents are successful and why some are not? You got to answer yourself that question. It's because they're proactive. They're engaged in asking the right questions. And that's the whole purpose of today's lecture, is just thinking outside the box, folks, just having another way of looking at things and being direct. I can't tell you they're going to say yes, but it's like lead gen, right? You make a call. Hi, this is Simon. I'm a professional. I know your house expired. It's your approach, right? This is why we tell you practice your scripts and dialogues, your objection handlers, to get more polished. Obviously, Doug is very polished. He knew what to say, what to do. And that's, again, progression in building that momentum of your confidence as well. Your confidence is, again, one of the components to your success, because when you resonate confidence, you're going to control the conversation and control, the decision and the direction that you need to go with, and again, this is just my belief. Okay. I'm not saying that my way is the right way. I'm just telling you, if you want your offers to be considered, then be proactive. Okay. Any other questions before we finish it off? All right. Well, I appreciate each and every one of you. Doug, my man, thank you so much for participating. You're awesome. And then Sergio, and then everyone that also, had questions. Again, the beauty of these calls, the dynamics of real estate, is really to just pour into all of us. We all learn. I know I learn every time I have these sessions. So thanks again for the participants that raise the arm and volunteer. That means a lot, because sometimes on these Zoom calls, it gets pretty lonely when you're just doing most of the talk. So again, thanks to the participants. You guys all are awesome. Have a phenomenal weekend, and I'll see you on the next one we have in the near future. Thanks again, guys.
Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Doug.
You're welcome.